week you ain't close to me. Niggas is ghost to me. Snapchat logo, rap that. Niggas not even half that. I was made like a lab rat. And they spitting me government like we can't have that. Put it that nigga half flat. I'ma clap back. Hit the shot like a snapback. My brother get flat flat. Throw a slap to your vision.
It's strange how some printed words can evoke emotion. Not a world of words, but of things that you cannot express.
Makes you wonder what the world's coming to. Like it or not, you're getting one hell of a chance at life. Not if you like it. 20 years' work is beginning to take shape. This is a tough business, a mighty competitive business. But I ain't talking about now. We're going to risk that and everything else. All he thinks about is tomorrow.
If I go, I'll go like this.
Oh shit. will start right now. Hold on. Don't know why I cannot find this. There we are. So I had to post it to IG. Okay, we'll wait a few more seconds. Okay, we'll wait a few more seconds. Few more seconds. That's funny. Shoot. Hold on. Okay. And we are sorry, I had my screen rendered itself, I guess. And I kind of messed up how it looked on my on your side, so how to make sure the rendering was correct. But I think I got everything alright. So just let me know if it looks funky on your end. get this lowered. Okay. So, I don't know why that screen's so slow. One of my screens is really slow. It's very unfortunate. I don't understand why. Okay. Let's get this set up now. Sorry about that. I just had to fix. I don't know what happened, but OBS, I guess, updated and it messed up my whatever you call it, my rendering, and it made my screen where I couldn't even see what the hell I was doing. Anyways, welcome everybody. It's been a while. It's been a long while. I've been really busy on the back end of things. I'm trying to get CCV where I want us, in the direction where I want us to be going, and I'm accomplishing that. So I'm happy with that. But I really want to start getting back into trading heavily again, because I haven't been really trading crypto that much. I've been mostly just watching. I traded a few times, but nothing significant. But with this move in Bitcoin, I knew it was a time for a move. If you got my last chart, it was obviously wrong, but I invalidated that chart before this even happened. Unfortunately, I didn't take the trade like a plebe because I was too worried about other things. But you win some, you lose some, and you can't let those get to you, and you got to move on to the next one. And that's exactly what we're doing here. So, what's going on here? I'm gonna go ahead and lower this all the way down to basically as low as it possibly can, so we could really get some. There we go. Okay, and I'm doing this on a new screen, so this is all different. Bigger screen. Okay. So let's just start from the very top. The very, very top. People keep throwing out this fractal too. Let me get a bigger chart here. I guess we could go BLX here. Actually, I think the Kraken chart has it as well. Okay, yeah. So people keep, well, not people, but I keep seeing, no, I don't keep seeing, but I've seen this fractal get thrown out again a few times. This fractal here, if I'm not mistaken, and they're comparing it to this one. If I'm not mistaken, let me go back to make sure that I'm comparing it to the correct thing, because someone just mentioned it just not too long ago. So I'm gonna double check on that. 1 second. 1 second. I need to find this. Someone just told me the date. Literally, like, it said something. I swear it was the 14th. Yeah, November 12th. November 12th. When's November 12th? Right here, yeah. So they're comparing this fractal right here to what we're currently in right now, and one can allude to this, and I like it and I don't like it at the same time, but I do like it for one reason only. And some people are saying the reason they don't like it is the time discrepancy, like how big and how long and fast this kind of went sideways compared to this. But when you take the Bitcoin chart from the very inception of it, which was here, you could say Bitcoin has possibly, in terms of an Elliott wave analysis, hit a 5-wave impulse here with a massive extended 5th wave. And if you are to say that, then of course your time in terms of your mono waves are going to be vastly different in comparison to your mono waves in the sub waves of your entire impulse of this Bitcoin chart. Someone just rang my doorbell. 1 second. Someone just rang my doorbell. What the? 1 second. I might die. Yes. Hold on.
I'm on a rampage, mask on my damn face. Bitch, I'm on a rampage, mask on my damn face.
What the fuck? That was weird. That was weird as fuck. Okay. All right. So back to what I was trying to talk to you guys about. I'm sorry about that. I guess we were scheduled. I don't know. It was very weird. It was a very weird conversation with the old man. Anyways, back to what I was saying. There's gonna be a reason for this fractal to look similar to this, but still and look completely different in terms of time. It's because the relationship between them. This is a bigger subwave than this. As simple as that. It's that simple as that. So let's take this time tool. So all I'm doing now is just marking out levels, because I'm assuming it's going to put in a fractal similar, since this is an extended wave right here. This is an extended wave, and you can even say this is extended too. It's almost like a double extension, but this wave 5 had a double extension in itself, and thus typically when you do that, your corrective phase in this likes to mimic your wave 3-4 phase in terms of mood and structure. Now this doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna go exactly like it. Like it's gonna go like, is this an ABC that's gonna go like this? No, it just means that it's gonna form a base like this, there, form a high like that, and match fib levels pretty similarly. That's all it means. And it also means if this put a triangle, then this would have possibly more likely put in some sort of a triangle or a contracting flat contracting flat that makes a triangular like pattern on the chart. Or say for this instance, this made a zigzag, and so now we're making a zigzag. Of course, and like I said, the structure is not necessarily the same, because internally this was completely different here than from right here. But if you were to draw bases and levels, it is very similar. And that's all we're focusing on here in terms of what I'm referring to in the Elliott wave. When you have an extended fifth wave. And so when we blow this up, yeah, you can say that this fractal is very similar to this here. But if you're gonna say that also means that, look at this wick. It hits the base of this right here. It hits the base. So that also means that this fractal here has a possibility hitting this base. That's whatever the hell, what the fuck is this? 5800, 6000, whatever. And then coming down for a capitulation event, like this does here. Now that would be absolutely catastrophic, and I can definitely see the news and more of retail figuring out and hearing and talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency if we get up to this near the 6,000 level. And like I said, this is if we're gonna put in this fractal right here. Like I said, they're not gonna be the same in terms of structure internally, but how you get to your endpoint is where you're gonna look for similarities and your bases and highs. This is the bearish case. So to draw a trend line where we could say we can see we wicked through below. So let's do what's the trend line it hit? You bastard. Okay. Sorry. Let's do this instead. Let's do this instead. There. Boom. Yeah, that would literally mean, so yeah. So let's go back to the Kraken chart. And let's draw the same plots here. Like I said, this is if we believe that we've just completed a 1 through 5 impulse on Bitcoin. Okay? Do we believe that? I'm not one. We're gonna dive deeper in a little bit, but let's just do step by step. We wicked, so let's not include those wicks. And that would make. And look at this too. If that, I hope it breaks 6,000. That pivot right there. It does. Oh god, that's beautiful. We're 6K. So what was the psychological number here? What? 450 here? Was it 450 here? Or 440? Okay, I'm going to draw a few levels here that makes sense in regards to basing. Yeah, okay, so all I was trying to find was a bear trap somewhere. I mean, a bull trap somewhere, if there was one in this range. For like a wick in and a rollover. Not as much. There's a good one here, but not really one here. You're going to have to hit 6K, the psychological support, to get into a good range to bull trap people. But my prediction at 6K is this is when mom and dad start talking.
This Marketplace podcast is brought to you by Wasabi Hot Cloud Storage. Thinking about moving your data storage to the cloud?
I really wonder why did my music stop? Okay. So let's also do some. Just do some things. First of all, see, I already think this overextended this year. .5. I know for a fact it's overextended already. For a fact. Interesting. You can go from either one. I'll talk right now. Just give me a moment. Okay. I'm actually liking this fractal a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I am. It is hard for me to believe that we just punched through this in one go, but we only see when we get there. We got a lot of air in between where we're at the moment and there, and even from this point, this range right here, it's not really it's not too difficult resistance, in my opinion. In my opinion, we'll be able to slice through that at least. So I wouldn't be like shorting the shit out of this range. Super initially. I'll maybe get one go at it right here, 5,700, and then watch the reaction at 6K. Because for some reason, I think psychology wants it to hit to this point at some point. If it's gonna pull this a similar fractal to here, because this hit the base of the base that it took in this range here from this upper range. So this is comparing it to that fractal. And with the final landing point near this 0.5 fib of this pull, you could even say that pull up there or that pull, but I'm going to go off this pull. This seems more correct than this. That pull seems a little close. Especially when I thought this was a W and X, and this is a Y, ABC. Again, my count is still doesn't look bad from this point. Play a similar fractal to this. Flat, zigzag, contracting flat, zigzag. So I was going crazy. I don't know why. So we definitely need more volume to be convincing that this is the end of the bear market, but you can't really compare that volume down there to this now at all. I would really like to see volume surpass this bar, or at least get halfway up it, for me to be very confident that this is a... You dickhead. I would really like for it to get right there. If not right there, you know, give me something, or there, something. Give me, I need more volume to convince me that this is the bottom, for sure. Like, for a fact. Like, for a fact. I need more volume. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I would really like more volume, at least above this range right here. So this fractal is looking pretty good. When you watch the structure within the daily time frame down there, though. Let's go to the daily and watch the structure, how it built back here. Hard to go. It's hard to judge. That looks like trash. Can't really do anything with that. Honestly, can't really do anything with that. Can't even come close to doing anything with that. Looks significantly different. That's all I know. But like I said, it'll look different. Damn, that's crazy. I would have really expected. So let's move this up here. I would have really expected our RSI to break some divergences, and it really didn't here. Although this is a substituted RSI, so let's go here. Why did my music stop? Okay. So we're almost. We do have a slight divergence, but I think it'll break if we can manage to pivot up here and go sideways for the next few days. Then I think this will break, but we'll still create a nasty. I really want to see what this look like. So I'm really trying to break this down to that fractal. I'm really trying to compare that fractal to this to see. Cause I'm really curious. Is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Oh, I hate that. Absolutely hate that. Oh well. Go back to the daily. Like I said, that time frame will look. It should be smaller, so that's why I was going to smaller time frames. And I already clearly broke that. Let's go to the weekly. Where 3 day. I do not understand why I kept pausing. Hold on, I'm gonna change this to a little bit more. I do like the song a lot though. Okay. So, volume's finally picking up for another day. I would have really expected volume to surpass this. I really would have. It's really close. So So that's very concerning. It is. That is very concerning. Let's go to if only I would have took this trade. This was so correct. And I didn't take the trade. I'm so unfortunate. If it's a zigzag, look, it was a zigzag. Oh well, that was a flat, but it still worked out. Unfortunate, but that's not the point. Yeah, I just would really like more volume to convince me that this is the end of our bear market, and because this is really looking a lot like that fractal from 2014 in regards to structure, and how it's like if you draw this base off this base. Let's do it again one more time. Like, I'm very curious. I was almost going to throw that fractal away. And then someone brought it up one more time. And someone said they didn't like it because of the time frame analysis of it, which was true because they were comparing it to itself. But we got to understand that if Bitcoin has possibly completed an entire 5-wave cycle, of course the mono waves within the second wave initially of the cycle, which is the corrective phase, is going to be significantly longer in terms of duration in regards to, or in comparisons to, the mono waves or subwaves of each subwave of the impulse that we're currently trying to understand, or trying to analyze. So that does look confusing, but that's the reason why it's different. That's why it's the time it's going to be so off. But our focus here is on structure in regards to the mono waves to find any fractals, not necessarily time, because like I said, I believe Bitcoin has completed a 5-wave cycle. Now, just because we completed a 5-wave cycle doesn't mean this is where we stop. Like what sometimes happens is within that 5-wave cycle, like a trader will think this is the end here, and all of a sudden it just pivots here, and this last 5th wave extends. Oh, just delete that, it's a little ugly. This last wave extends here. Kind of like Kronos did. I don't know if you ever following pot stocks, but Kronos pulled one of these. I think it was Kronos. Everybody thought this was the end of a massive 3rd wave, and coming for a little 5th wave, and coming down for a massive correction. We corrected for a bit, and all of a sudden we boom, 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 boom. And I don't know where we're at now, but this is what I'm trying to figure out. If we have ended, we could pull this off, and where we're at this moment would be here. Or my other implication is, like I said, clone. we're here. Oh shit! Come on. We're. It all depends how you want to count it. If you believe in alley waves. Wave 3 already exceeded wave 1, so wave 5 could extend as long as it wants. Essentially. Well, to a point, until it gets like, there's a point where it's just like, come on now, you know. Then it has to correct, and then, not necessarily correct bad, but at least go sideways. So, going over again. I still like my accounts, and I do. It's not horrible still. Like, I was about to throw it away. I really was about to throw my primary account away. I really was, to be honest with you. But this actually makes sense. And I'm about to say, I have another thing for y'all. No, we'll cover ETH right now, but this is more important. Bitcoin's more important. Bitcoin's going to tell us where we're going. Ethereum's just going to allude to us where we're going to go. Now saying this also kind of means that the stock market is going to tank, which is kind of hard to see at this moment. Unless the Fed come back out really hawkish, but they came out really dovish, which means they're leaning with they came out actually neutral because they didn't change shit, but their neutral stance was rather dovish. So that influenced the markets more, and that's why when it came out with their statement, DXY dropped like a rock. Now typically when the stock markets are healthy, like the SPX indexes, the NASDAQ futures, the Dow Jones indexes, whatever you want to call them, typically when those are healthy, so is the cryptocurrency and other markets as well. And when those markets are hurting, we tend to hurt with it as well. Like last year, the stock markets took a total dump, right? We dumped hardcore last year, right? Well, so did we in Bitcoin. We dumped hardcore last year. What's the stock market? People keep thinking that we're gonna break away from the stock market. Come on, think a little bit more like an actual. Take some economics first, and then you'll rethink that. Now I have this ABC just in case it's a secondary account. This ABC calls for an end now, and this is our new uptrend. This is why I have this ABC here. This ABC also makes sense. I don't want to break down the subways as much because the WXY is still there, but this ABC is here because, in my opinion, if you want to assume that this is a possible bottom, Bitcoin has corrected enough in regards to time to go up, but doesn't mean we have to. And so I try to find a count that gave me a really solid bottom count, and this is the only one I found right here. This purple ABC. A massive a WXY for your B leg, and then a C as your 5-wave impulse. 3-wave impulse, massive sideways B, 5-wave impulse for C. And then we started a new uptrend. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 2, 3, 4, you know how it goes. But do I think that's going to happen? Honestly, in terms of Elliott wave and what I would like to see in the like just in the general like health, I guess you consider it, or yeah, I'll call it the health of the ecosystem. I think we need a flush. I think we need one more flush, but I don't. That might be my a bearish bias of me because I started trading heavily here, and I shorted here. So no, actually it was here. It was after I called these longs, and I was like, you know, I can actually start trading this shit. So I started trading here, which basically all my trades have been, minus a few, like one long here, and I think I had another long here. Most of my trades have been short, besides, like, I'm talking about, like, long swing trades. But all my other swing trades have been short. Short from here to there, short from there to there. So, is this a time? I don't know. Don't know. Let me just draw out the bullish scenario, which is very... micro. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so if Bitcoin moves on beyond this point, I'm going to say I'm bullish, to be honest with you guys. And I'm going to tell you why. An ABC in regards to Elliott Wave, I know there's some people out there who trade Elliott Wave who disagree with this, what I'm about to say with you. But in the book, and from what I've seen so far, an ABC has to only be a 1.618 extension. It cannot be greater, and this is like this would be greater. So if it's greater, then you start looking at impulse. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here and how we react. So let's do some other things here. Let's show you some other things as well. I'm sorry we're not going into any trades right now. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to dive in. I'm trying to understand where we're going. Alright, so another rule. Another rule of mine. If and when you get an extension beyond a 1.618 extension, you shall not retrace or close beyond or below your 1.236. Here's your 1.236 here. Cannot close multiple. Oh, can't spell. D1 under or risk in full break out. Why is it so big? Okay. Preferably, we would like it to close in this range and stay in this range going sideways. Another reason why this might not work is because, to me, this is a subwave of this, but I still it's gonna work. Still, it should work. It still should work. And in my opinion, we shouldn't go past this golden box here, right here. To stay bearish, inherently bearish. Oh, well, look at that. Your 1.236 lands at basically the same points from this point to this point. So I'm very strong on this, actually. This rule I just put right here, I'm very strong on it. I'll give it some leeway. Oh, what the hell happened? I'll give it some leeway here. Here, I'll let it show. I'll let it show instead of being right on it to give it some leeway. Oh, I thought we were on it, but that's fine. That's good. You can still retrace here and be bullish, but you have to just wick into this 1.0 range. You cannot stay under here very long at all. You absolutely cannot stay under here at all. All right. And to me, this hit a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this has, in my opinion, this hasn't completed for a 5-wave structure. Okay, like I said, 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is massive 3, and 3 of 3, 4, and we come up for 5. So if you need me to count that out, draw it out real quick. Damn, that sucks. Jesus Christ. I was thinking I'm at the very bottom, but not. This is just Yep. Okay. So yeah, essentially it's this, you guys and girls. To break it down to most simplest terms, and essentially what I'm looking for is if we can sustain and continuously close like the next 2-3 days above this range right here, then I'm gonna be pretty confident in a move up for this last subwave here. Now, whether or not the subwave is going to be a wave 3, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we don't know yet. We'll know on the retrace. If we, and I'll tell you right now how it's going to work out. Because currently, like I said, let's throw out my primary in here, so we're not getting confused on what the fuck I'm trying to tell you guys. Is this going to be an ABC still? This absolutely cannot get above 5,800. If it goes above 5,800, it is bull market. I'm pretty confident in what do we call it? Breakdown, breakout. WXY. That's your super cycle, so it's going to cycle. Let's go. Internally, this ABC already hit a 1.618 extension as well, right here. There's 1, 2, right here, which is depicted as here. It's basically, like I said, it's basically the same. The levels between these pivots and these pivots are essentially the same. That's the 1.618 extension of this pivot to this pivot, but if I'm not mistaken, this pivot to this pivot is the same. Let's double check that, so I'm not bamboozling you guys. It's just under it, so we already surpassed it. So. But the 1.23 is right under that. Okay. A or 1, 2 or B, 3 or C. B or 3. B or X? Maybe with the same color code, like in blue. Okay, so yeah, going over it again. Let's get all our stuff back up. This is essentially the 2 counts I could see that are logical, and we can apply to the charts and trade them. In my opinion, regardless, we're gonna have this last little leg here. I wouldn't necessarily trade Bitcoin, but I'll look to trade like maybe Ethereum, and some alts. So you don't really want to catch this last fifth wave here. If it is, a lot of bad things could happen on it. We don't know. Oh yeah, I'll definitely find something with more something that hasn't broken out as much, or something that still hasn't broken out at all, like Ethereum, and trade that. So let's put an alert here. I don't know. Okay. Probably should have done this as well, huh? Edit this real quick. Okay. Look how well this, okay, we had divergence here, right? And with 3 candle closes, we never tested our X range low. And that's your telltale sign like, yo, the bears are nowhere to be found. And I don't know why I didn't see that. Well, I kept saying it. Like, Bitcoin was extremely bullish. I think I said it like 4 times yesterday. But I didn't trade it for some reason. For some reason. Because Ethereum was like shit. That's not, it didn't look like shit, but it didn't look as good as Bitcoin. Bitcoin looked really bullish. And I kept saying that and I didn't trade it. But essentially, once you get divergence, the theory is you should test your range lows, either your X or your actual range lows, within 1 to 3 candle closes of your divergence call here. And if that doesn't happen, then that's a telltale sign that your divergence that you just saw is false as fuck, and you're about to get blown the fuck out the water if you're going with that divergence, which unfortunately a lot of people did. I wasn't short Bitcoin, thank God. Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyways because I stopped, but that's just a little rule. Look how well this works too. Let's find divergence here. Right? Nah, it's not really divergence. Here? Nah, not really divergence. Up here? We didn't really get divergence anywhere else. Right? Nowhere else, huh? That's besides the fact. Let's get into some subwaves. In my opinion, I think we can move up from this point on right now. I think we move up right now. Let me show you why. One or two things here. Which I don't think this will. It might be the case, but I don't think this will be the case. This sure as hell looks like a 1 through 5 impulse. This volume picking up at the end makes me bullish on this though. There's definitely a 5-wave impulse coming down from the top of this breakdown. But the question is this your ABC here? So let's find some rules we could help us determine this price action. In my opinion, let's see if that's higher. If this is going to stay bearish, we should get a hard rejection right here. If we get up to this point, it's pretty bullish. Like I said, I don't really believe in ABC going to 1.618 extensions that often. When you start doing that, you start leaving yourself open for a can of worms, and you just don't want to do that. So as long as this pivot right here is held, it's gonna be bullish. We're gonna stay up here, but I think it's gonna come down. I think this is gonna be it here. And a quick roll, like I said, we could get down here, but we can't close a daily under here. So we can get down here, but we can't close a daily down there. And the reason why I'm saying that I think this is more of the count there is because this is 1, 2. So this is already overextended, right? If I'm not mistaken. We don't have to second guess that, right? It's already overextended, right? Yep. So now already overextended. 1, 2. 1, 2. Remember I was looking at that right before I went to go get dinner. Cause I went to go get dinner at what the hell do you call it? The chop shop. I went to go get dinner at the chop shop, and I was looking at this double bottom right here, and it looked literally exactly like this, right there. I was like, damn, look at that fractal. Oh god. I cannot believe I just ignored all that. But anyways, so my idea is that we still have another subwave within this possible subwave here. Let's get some rules. Okay, 1, 2. One, two. Yep. Okay, this is 5. All right. I'm just trying to make sure I'm grabbing the right pivots. You don't want to grab the wrong pivots, and then you start calculating the wrong time frames. Then you're just opening a whole bunch of worms that you just cannot do. So we at least expect it. We would at least expect this time frame to be hit in order to move back up, at least by a bare minimum. So because of this, I'm really liking this ABC I drew up here for us. Oh shit. That should be cool. We hit a 1/3 range, but in terms of time frame, that usually it's more of an X wave thing and not a sister wave thing. And your sister waves right now are your 2, your 1 and 2, your 2 and your 4, and your 1, 3, and 5. So you compare your 1 and 2, your 2 to your 4, your 1, 3, and 5. You know, that's what I mean by sister waves. When it comes to your sister waves and correction, they tend to not mimic each other. So since this was a flat, I'm expecting more of a zigzag type thing. And you see we already went down pretty hard, coming back up. So I'm expecting a kind of a zigzag here. So I do expect this ABC to pull out here, but I wouldn't short now. Instead, I would only short when it gets up into this range right here. You don't want to chase the trade, and who cares if it doesn't get to you. People will start chasing trades because they don't get that entry they want. That's when you start getting trapped in bad trades. Never chase a trade. Get your setup, set your trade, and let it ride. We're gonna be shooting for a 0.6 retrace. Go here. Go here. I do not think we'll get that far. But I'm throwing it up there for reference. Let's take also the retracement. You saw this was a very shallow retrace. Rule of alteration. Barely see the DCB. So I'm looking for the 0.5 for a retrace here. Would you look at that? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take this setup. Call me a plea for shorting just after a 1,000 move candle, but I think this is gonna be a good one if this is right. We already broke below the DCB. The 0.23 is now above us as resistance. So I'm not gonna set up. Watch. We're gonna watch how volume comes out here. What a buy signal here. That's the one. I wonder if this got us the buy signal. Yeah, I'm liking this. Yeah, I'm liking this. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm wrong or right. Pretty soon. Pretty soon. Okay, we can move on now. Okay, let me tell you why this is my invalidation point, because like I said, in order to be not an impulse, we shouldn't extend greater than a 1.61 extension. Well, in my opinion, the 1.35 here to stay bearish. Here's your your golden box extension from this pivot here. The last pivot we could throw to help us figure out a rule of invalidation is the retrace, which is always your DCB. Which, look at that, you got a double dip here, so a very logical placement for a stop here. Very logical. You got a double dip and stop placement here. So you don't want to put it inside of it. You just want to put it outside of that. So just out there, probably. It's kind of bullish, so I'm assuming a wick above that range. So put it right above that range. And then what's this give you? Let's zoom in here. How close are we from the top there? One, leading diagonal 1. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, double topped, or this could be an A, B, C. 1, 2. Yep. I'm running with this for sure. You have, if you're gonna trade this, you absolutely have to set orders to close out your trade. If you don't set orders to close out your trade, you're gonna get trapped in this trade for a loss. Okay? You're gonna get trapped in this trade for a loss if you do not have conditional closes for your entries. Okay? That's just how it is. Shoot or shoot. You gotta be quick. Quick on the fingers. Quick on the charts. Hold on, just seeing you guys' messages. What the hell? Let's check here.
Marketplace morning report at 6 a.m. today.
This Marketplace podcast is brought to you by Acquia, the open source digital experience company. Brands often struggle to find a comprehensive solution to power their Drupal websites and applications. Acquia's
so I'm just reading what Nose has said and taking volume off the main chain.
As the open source leader, Acquia gives customers around the world the freedom to build tomorrow on their terms. Learn more at acquia.com.
Would you share how much you make with coworkers? It might help close the pay gap.
Alright, sorry, I was going over some messages.
Today is Equal Pay Day, the day when women, on average, catch up with what their male coworkers earned the previous year. One way people push back against unequal pay is by being transparent about how much they make, like actually sharing that information with coworkers or other people so you can see if there's an unfair pay gap. A new survey commissioned by the American Association of University Women found that younger women are more likely than older women to do this. Marketplace's Tracy Samuelson has more.
So, how much money do you make? It's such an uncomfortable question to
Okay.
ask and to answer. But Kim Churches, CEO of the American Association
So,
of University Women,
this is a
says
logical setup for
salaries should
Bitcoin.
not be secret.
Talking about money in the United States has always been kind of a taboo, and it's been
I'm not sure if this is A
that women are more
or that's
docile and
A
don't talk about money
with a truncated fifth.
as much as men.
I'd rather say it's not,
But she
and this
says
is A,
talking
B,
does
C,
help.
and this is
It's not a cure-all,
your
but
new
it calls attention to
impulse here.
inequities and can improve salary
1, 2.
negotiations. Ariane Hegovich is with the Institute for Women's Policy Research. She says technology is helping too.
The biggest change probably comes through the availability of organizations such as Glassdoor or Monster Inc., where you can get.
This is actually already hitting an algo target range for a time frame analysis to hit a topping point, but we didn't hit any extensions to really believe, leading me to believe that this is a topping point. Also to point out, your 0.5 fib retrace is also your DCB extension of your current move up. Throwing that out there.
Capital goods, big ticket items that businesses bought in February, down 1.6% if you take out.
Boom! Oh god. Oh god, right on cue. Oh my god. Damn it. Literally right on cue. Wow. Right on cue. Like it hit an algo target range for time frame analysis. Literally on the dot. On the dot. On the dot. Look, let me show you. Holy shit. What's Ethereum look like? I want to answer an Ethereum story if Ethereum looks a little bit healthier than that real quick. What's this? It's ETH? I might short ETH right here. I might short Ethereum down to this pivot down here. I don't know. It's here.
And so if that's where it is, if you take that 300,000 number and the 20,000, you take
What's
the
all this
average,
shit?
what is that? That's about
I can't understand my
160,000
chart
per
right
month.
now.
And that would be a little bit slower than the jobs numbers we were creating, at the end of last year, but still 160,000 jobs still per month is still actually a pretty good number.
Jay Bryson is managing director and global economist with
We got
Wells Fargo Securities.
Ethereum looks pretty shitty in terms of strength. But in order not to be a plebe, we're gonna abide by my rules and a whole bunch of other rules here.
This Marketplace podcast is brought to you by Wasabi Hot Cloud
I can't.
Storage. Thinking about
I'm running on a different screen here, and my screen is gigantic, and it's hard for me to fucking see what the hell I'm doing.
Amazon S3 and up to 6 times faster with no hidden fees for egress or API requests. Wasabi's low-cost, high-speed, fully secure storage blows away the competition, including Google and Microsoft. Disruption starts here. Do the math for yourself and start a free trial at wasabi.com.
We've been making paper for thousands of years.
It's like, what the
and
fuck,
then
dude?
the
Oh.
internet happened. So it was no surprise when paper mills started closing in the late 90s and early 2000s, one by one. But something curious happened in the village of Combined Locks, Wisconsin. A paper mill reopened and hired back.
Yeah, we're almost topped out on the 4-hour time frame here on our RSI. We don't really get above 90 ever.
The story is here to talk to us about it. Welcome to the show.
Very rarely do we get above 90, but it's possible we go up higher.
Paper mill opened back up
For
after
some reason, I feel like
shut
this
down
wants to be
less
tagged.
than before.
For some reason, I just feel like this wants to be tagged.
The first is something that we're all quite familiar with, which is the enormous amount
Yeah,
of
okay, it got bought up
brown
quick.
paper and cardboard
So,
boxes that are arriving
I'm
to
thinking
our
this.
houses from Amazon or other e-commerce retailers.
I think, like I said,
A great demand.
coming to that range, and Ethereum's gonna do this.
The other is that the
I
way
think
these
Ethereum's gonna hold this zone here,
made is by using
and then I'm gonna set up.
cardboard boxes.
This is gonna be
that
very
are
interesting here, though.
So, those
Very
get turned
interesting.
to new
Is
brown
Ethereum
paper
gonna
that
run
gets turned into new boxes.
like Bitcoin did?
And the price for that scrap has really
Or is it
declined.
gonna
There's
dump?
Lots of turbulence in that
I don't think it's gonna
scrap
dump.
market.
I think it'll run. I think it might run.
Related to
policy and restrictions on imports. So that really helped them lower the cost of their raw material, and those two combined factors help this mill get up and running again.
It's interesting that Amazon, which is accused of putting small businesses at a disadvantage, is actually creating work in this case. But this is just one factory you're talking about. I mean, does it matter beyond that one factory?
Definitely. There's been
yeah, in order for this to be really bearish, like a legitimate bearish breakdown,
paper has been in a long, steady decline for the past few decades. Basically, since
according
the
to
advent of the internet.
if you went short, you absolutely need this pivot right here to break. If this pivot doesn't break and get close to bond, with less complexity than I did to get from this point to there, so essentially just had to drop down, like hardcore. So if you went short now, and we don't drop within the next like 4 hours, we're probably gonna go up one more time and tag this golden range, here, and then who knows after that, because that golden range is just above the highs here, right?
That China, getting long blame for destroying American
no, it's actually a double top here. Interesting.
By buying up mills in the U.S. and restarting them.
Michael Corkery is a business reporter at the New York Times. It was good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. Thanks very much.
In New York, I'm Sabri Benishore with the Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.
This Marketplace podcast is brought to you by Portfolio Books, publisher of An Economist.
Volume's looking pretty healthy.
A legal brothel isn't where you'd expect to find an economist, but Allison Schrager isn't your typical economist. In her new book, Schrager interviews some of the world's most interesting risk takers, from sex workers to big wave surfers, to bring real-world applications to risk assessment. After all, Wall Streeters aren't the only ones.
Unfortunately, we didn't get our buy rate, really a good buy rate I wanted, so that's why I didn't fucking buy into that stupid. Although I had this idea, I just got there differently. Got there in a different way.
It's Tuesday, April 2nd. I'm Lynn Norris, and here are the 5
Just
things
barely
you must
missed our
know before the
freaking buy
market opens,
zone.
presented by the Street.
Not barely.
First up, stock futures point lower,
Unfortunately.
global shares mixed. U.S. stock futures declined on Tuesday, and global shares traded mixed, as investors balanced stronger than expected factory data from the U.S. and China against increasing evidence that the ongoing trade war between the world's two biggest economies has hurt growth in other parts of the world. Private readings of manufacturing activity in both the U.S. and China.
So the interesting thing here is exactly this.
Of the world's factory powerhouses in March, with China rising into growth mode for the first time in 4 months, and the U.S. bouncing from 2-year lows. The upbeat manufacturing readings, however, clouded readings from other major economies, such as Germany and Japan, that slumped to multi-year lows as
I have an idea what I'm going to do, actually. I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Tied to the Dow fell 21 points.
I have an
Futures
idea.
for the S&P 500 were down 2 3/4 points, and Nasdaq futures declined 5 points. Stocks closed with sharp gains Monday as equities began the second quarter much like they ended the first quarter, the best 3 months in nearly a decade. The Dow gained 329 points, or 1.27%, to close at 26,258.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna set up short here with expectations that
the economic calendar
I don't know. It's gonna be risky. It's gonna be very risky. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do as well to limit my risk. To limit my risk when we get to that point, because just because Bitcoin could be in this wave 4 sideways bullshit, but Ethereum could run while Bitcoin takes a break. And with this idea, we have to protect ourselves a little bit. And according to WXY rules, combo rules, when your W and your Y legs, they don't like to match. So if you get a flat W, the chances of your Y being a flat are very slim. And if you get a zigzag W, the chances of your Y being a zigzag are also very slim. So we got a possible flat W here. Possible flat. There's a number of sorts of counts you can get through this. But if you got a flat here, we got a very obvious zigzag here. Right? Flat. This is very flat. right? It's very flat.
Employees were being scheduled to work overnight Tuesday and early Wednesday in order to switch tags to display the new lower prices and hang
Very flat.
promoting them.
This was
Plan was so secretive that employees in the know were using
not a flat.
names to keep the price cuts under
it was a
wraps.
zigzag.
A journal source said that few workers at the company's
So
nearly 480
since
stores knew of the pending price
with this idea of a WXY, we also have to figure out rules of invalidation to the setup, and WXYs typically.
complete a software fix for its 737 MAX jets. News comes weeks after a fatal airline crash in
Sorry,
Ethiopia.
WXYs don't like to.
737 MAX jet.
Where are we at?
Safety is our first priority, and we will take a thorough and methodical approach to the development and testing of the update to ensure we take the time to get it right, Boeing said in a statement provided to the street. The airplane
Where the hell is
said
it?
it was continuing to work
There we
with
are.
the Federal Aviation Administration and other agencies to develop and certify its software update and training program.
Y-Wave cannot pass 1.618 extension. That's a hard rule.
To demonstrate that we have identified and appropriately addressed all
So here's our DCB box right here. From this pivot here. So what's this idea? We can short this range with the idea that if it moves beyond this point, then the WXY is most likely invalidated. And so what you're not going to do, you're not going to set your stop here with over leveraged position, which that means is not over leveraged but extra leveraged position. So what that means is, say you entered short with 15, right? Let's just say 15 Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? Well, you wouldn't go long. Your stop wouldn't be with 25 Ethereum. So like you wouldn't like get stopped out and then it rises a 10 in a long after this point. Don't do that, because when you do that, you leave yourself open to more risk. Because you get stopped out, lose money, goes up a little bit, comes down. Next thing you know, you're negative, and you have to figure out if you should stop yourself here and trade it again. And you might bounce again, and then you're just chasing trades back and forth. Don't do that. A better way to set yourself up into this, if we have a very clear and precise, concise invalidation point in regards to our analysis, this is what you do. And if you can do it, not everybody can do it in regards to exchanges and allowing and like portfolio size and stuff, because you have to have enough of a portfolio in order to set yourself up like this. So if this is truly, because I still think Ethereum still looks like it's in a fractal of Bitcoin's bottom in 2014. It does. I'm not gonna lie, it does. But it doesn't mean that we're gonna copy that. So we're gonna play it both ways, and I'll show you how. First of all, we're gonna find a target range for this entry if we get this entry. But I'm gonna tell you. Okay, call me a pleb. This is not the initial. This is not gonna be our first entry. I'm gonna show you something else too. Just give me a second. Bear with me, everybody. Bear with me.
Slack was last valued privately at more than $7 billion, the journal reported. That's all for this morning. Check back this evening for our aftermarket report, or go to thestreet.com for the latest. From Fast Money at 3:38 p.m. yesterday.
Is your fixed income truly fixed income? Does it provide diversification, income, and risk management for your clients? At MFS, we help.
So this would be the setup for this. A 1-to-1, if it's truly a WXY combo. But this volume here is what we have to be very cautious about. And this is why we're going to do what we're going to do. This volume is alarming. There's a really good bullish count.
We'll tell you what's gone wrong with the ride-sharing company's public debut. Plus, stocks surging today, adding to double-digit gains for the year. But the chartmaster says a number of names have come too far too fast. He will explain. And we start right there with the market rally. The Dow rallying 300 points to kick off
Okay, so
the
this
second quarter.
look
Now
at this.
26,000.
So
Back within striking distance of all-time
we're gonna set ourselves up short in USD or whatever. But right now, we're gonna long in euro or whatever the fuck you want to do it in GPY. Fuck it, I don't care. As long as it's not the same pair as this short. So for me, right now, I'm gonna long in euro. I don't know why I did that. Right now, I'm gonna long in euro. USD, not right this second. I want to see Bitcoin show me some more direction. I want Bitcoin to hit here in order to do this. But if Bitcoin does come down like that, I think this will happen like this. This will come down like this a little bit. Hold this range right here. And then this is where we're going to buy our long in euro or whatever.
We have lack of global growth. We have lack of growth. So everyone sold them. So I think it was more of a positioning trade versus an actual tailwind for financial.
Well, we had great.
I can't see this. It's so weird.
We had an ISM that was above 55 or so, better than what we were expecting. So if you say the two largest global economies are actually doing okay, then that should be good for the yield curve, which steepened, which should be good for the banks. So I don't think the banks
essentially is
have to lead us higher.
because we know if the rule is for a WXY, it absolutely cannot exceed a 1.618 extension of your proposed W to X leg. If it does, it's most likely not a WXY. So with this idea, you can shoot for if a break of your range, your entry is invalidation to your setup, and so essentially this target could be anywhere from the same as your stop, or you could shoot for this range up here, which would be a more logical target range for this.
Representing essentially the administration saying they're trying to push the Fed and the next move. You had dynamics where global growth numbers were terrible, and the bond market totally overshot this. So Steve pointed out there was data in China last night, but I mean, since when have we really believed
Has that hit a 1.6 extension already?
I think it's more of a computer. I agree with you, but I think it's more of a algorithmic base where you see a PMI that improves in China, and everyone was worried about them not.
Literally whipped it.
But how about the equally as bad European PMI? So they were at 6-year lows in the European PMI. So we're choosing to pay attention to what we want and ignore.
Yeah. So watch this range to hold.
I don't think it's a bit of the tail. And the U.S. and China. I mean, China is Europe's biggest customer.
Damn it.
So if China's doing well, then Europe should improve as well. So I think for the time being, you can ignore that data. Also, European data has been horrible for a long time.
Why are we still seeing the European data? So if that's the point, though, I get your premise. But if we're still seeing that, we haven't seen it trough. You would expect them both to start moving in tandem. And future forecasts or future activity looks like it's still negative in Europe as well. But think about what happened last week, guys. And we started talking about the banks. The banks were destroyed. The banks were assumed to be heading into bearing the brunt of the recession that I don't think we're going to have. So you talked about that ISM number. I think it was significantly better. If you look at a number of the things that are working and they continue to work, it's actually ultra cyclical stuff. Look, the DAX is about to break above the 200. The emerging markets are about to break out of that range. And maybe I've said that a few times because that range has been here 4 or 5 times in the last 6 weeks. But all of these cyclical semis, transports, I think the transports are most interesting.
Are you saying that you're expecting some sort of an upswing here?
We have it. I mean, how can you deny it?
We have an upswing.
We have an upswing. And if you look at the technicals, and you know, Carter will be on in a second, but the S&P's at a golden cross. You've had every chance you've had to sell this thing has failed. And in fact, the technicals right now, the transports held the 200-week moving average last week. I talked to you about the S&P here.
I just really want to expect us to retrace greater than this range low right there. Get it right there.
1 month later, and all of a sudden we're here at an inflection point to the upside?
Yes. I mean, but that's the data's telling you that. China has stimulated their economy. That data's telling you that.
Right below this wicks, right below this cluster, you probably see a little bit.
Much better than expected, turning higher. Now the last one, I mean, you can wait for Europe if you want to, but the market has already priced in.
And what's this give you to a break to the break-even point? 4.7, which isn't bad. We want to shoot for at least a 3.0. Minimum to 2.5.
notwithstanding. So,
we want to get for at least a 5 on my like a.
and I think we've talked about this over the last couple of weeks.
You want to take any 7 to 10.
Stocks to me could be very interesting, especially if the China data is going to improve, especially if things here are improving. Now we can argue whether or not the Fed's doing the right thing. I don't think that's part of this conversation. But what is the fact that China seems to be trending the right way once again, which means material stocks should do better.
So then, what is the sort of the deep play here? It is to invest in Europe.
So this is going to be the setup for Ethereum.
Sort of the ancillary of China and U.S. trading higher.
As much as I think it's dangerous to get too obsessed with China data and the local Chinese markets, again, I do think that the Shanghai market breaking through 3,200 is a sign for global risk assets, period. And I think we're at a place here where we're seeing it's been uncomfortable for a lot of people.
If we can just hold this range right here, we're good. For, like I said, there's multiple reasons why this range is important. I don't think we should. We can test that low, but it just wouldn't make sense that we get that low. So if we do, like I said, we can test this low and move back up, but it just wouldn't make sense. So don't be alarmed if you get stopped out and then we move back up.
Here's the problem.
I just don't like to widen our stocks that much, you know, that's just stupid. So
Do you stick to being wrong?
Well, I think you can't move. I don't believe in going from ultra bearish to ultra bullish. I think that you have to wait.
Actually, let's move it right below that. Because you don't want to be right on a fib. You don't want to put your stop right on a fib. That's stupid too.
We believe that the worst is priced in.
Okay, so you're in steep
Put it right there. Right below it. So that's better.
Going a certain way, your beliefs don't be
I like this.
By the way,
This is a better setup. You have to be monitoring this trade or have a running stop. Because as soon as you get to entry and it starts moving up and you break this high, move your stop up. So as soon as that gets hit, you're moving that stop up. Moving that stop up, and as soon as this entry is made, you just want to super monitor it and see if you get ran. Because if this gets ran, volume should fly like Bitcoin's did. And so the theory is you'll take this little loss, but by the time you take this little loss, you already gained so much in this long from your euro hedge that it doesn't matter. And like I said, since this is a validation of the WXY, and also a very logical place to have a lot of liquidity just to be waiting to get taken out. All this gap.
2.5% GDP in the second quarter, which I think we will. And therefore, what do you have? You have an environment where if things go lower, it makes the
since you have these very logical reasons,
test 2% on the 10-year, but I think we're range bound here. And as I said,
it's just this makes sense to set yourself up like this. One can even say you don't even have to set up this short. You can just watch the reaction around this top end range, and if we don't instantly reject, then you know that we're gonna pull a Bitcoin, because let's watch the move of Bitcoin towards the top of. So when we hit the tops here.
Starts pulling back on the monetary policy. But if they're going to be loose, whether you like it or not, and I hate every bit of it, but you know what? If they're going to be loose, and I got a slightly improving economy, you have to be long risk. I'll add in there.
See how we hit it? We're up in this range. We didn't reject. We're just stayed in it. That's not a sign of reversal. You want a rejection and a clear. So if we were able to go, if this leg would have cleared this low here. If that would have cleared that low here like that, and it came up and made a lower high, then that would have told us that was reversal. But that didn't happen. We rejected, stayed up high, floated in here for a few more hourly candle closes, 4-hour candle, and we rocketed. Still kicking myself in the foot for that one, because I literally was saying it all day. Like, yo, it looks really bullish. Yeah, this looks extremely bullish. Bitcoin looks really bullish. This looks really bullish. Man, this is so bullish. Man, this looks great. All day. So watch the rejection. If we don't reject immediately, and we don't clear any pivots, then you know that setup. Don't short it. or don't, or take, or pull your short, and let the initial long ride, okay?
Now that we are paid the price for, so we think we're in recovery mode. I do think though the rally is dependent upon seeing the economic data get better in 2Q. We've got to see signs of further stabilization relatively soon.
In my opinion, you're measuring this entire.
Which actually is up 8% year to date in the form of the XLF. Well, do you go for the laggards or do you go for the things that have performed?
So I wouldn't be chasing technology here. I think that the TIMT space is led this year. It's very over.
Oh God, yes.
Like software and
Please give it to me,
services.
baby.
You know, the defensive parts of tech, the secular growers, so to speak. I wouldn't touch them right now. They're crowded. They're overvalued. I think you've got a lot of valuation within financials and banks specifically. They're very closely correlated with the ISM in terms of how they trade. So by the
Oh yes, two really good algos.
And I also think you've got external catalysts coming to financials. They're going to start leading soon on the buyback.
I don't think we'll get this high if it's going to stay bearish.
We're starting to see flows trend in favor of value, and we've also opened the door to M&A. I think there's a lot of exciting stuff happening.
So let's talk. Let's talk a little bit more now.
I think you've reiterated that today. What derails sort of this 2950, 3000 bull thesis?
So we've got basically 171 as our earnings number for this year at a 17.3 times multiple. That's similar expansion to what you saw in 2006, 2007. You know, I can't really get on board with the earnings recession thesis here. We did some
look at that volume
on our models, and if you have a mild recession, I can see earnings going to 160. But if you just have sluggish growth, I think you'll still get a couple bucks of earnings growth this year. So I just don't see it.
Lori, how are you assessing the treasury market in the midst of all this? Obviously, equity valuations are a function of the discount rate, et cetera, so there's something very real here. But we've also just seen these overshoots. And I know you also talked about extreme bullishness at one point in one of your notes. How did treasury figure into your whole assessment?
You know, we keep an eye on it, but I focus mostly on
You
the
just
equity market.
double check what these vertical boxes are. I just need to make sure that they're what I think they are.
There's a legitimate debate out there about whether or not 10-year and the yield curve itself are really reflecting what's going on with the economy. I'm not quite convinced either way, to be honest, and that's not really what's driving the financial call. You know, I would say what I'm a little more focused on right now for risk signals is actually the CFTC data on equity market futures positioning. And what's interesting there is you see seeds of a melt-up starting. So we saw it if we looked at the data in March. You saw S&P futures really just kind of turned slightly parabolic in mid-March. Went back to October levels, didn't quite go back to last January's levels. We haven't seen the same follow-through on other contracts like the Dow, the Russell futures,
throwing up different pivots just to see.
We do need to watch that.
Throw
I
out
mean,
this
I think
one.
we got two great sell signals last year from that data. We're not seeing it yet. We do need to keep an eye on it.
Lori, what about, you mentioned this kind of melt up, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like 1998. It kind of feels like that to me. But we have a presidential election coming up. How does that figure into the equity? It seems like everybody would want the market higher for the election.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, we actually
Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm just trying to
market performance. We
pick
say the
this
one
real quick.
negative driver, we see the one big headwind for the S&P directionally is policy, which is our code word for Washington. You know, that had previously been a concern about the trade war. We're getting close to the finish line there. 2020
What's nuts
a risk factor. I mean, we actually went through and
is
pulled
that
our analysis recently, and we said, look at the industry.
Can't really tell which days
the Democrats were to take over Washington, you know, when all three have the triumvirate, would that be a risk to your industry? Yes or no? And about a third of them said yes. I mean, that's pretty material, and it was across multiple.
One of those three candles we go off of.
So, Lori, let's say we got a 50 basis point cut. Would that be a positive or a negative?
Crazy.
You know,
What's crazy is
see what the backdrop was, but my concern about a big cut is that we probably have to materially downgrade our earnings growth forecast. I think the Fed only does a
it's
cut
extended
that
to
big.
the furthest candle possible, which I don't think is just giving yourself more reasons to be wrong.
Is doing fine. So, you know, maybe markets aren't going to be down materially from where we are, but at the same time, I don't think you can sit here and say there's not going to be some sort of adverse impact on earnings numbers. So you'd have to adjust for that.
Lori, thanks a lot for coming by. Lori, thanks for having from RBC.
Arms fasted.
Hey, Grosso?
So, you know, for me, I would love to.
So all this is a time analysis tool that I'm using, and if it's a WXY, typically your X wave likes to mimic your B wave in regards to structure, and sometimes time, but not necessarily. But the time frame you're looking for your X wave in comparison to your W and Y.
Alright, we've got a news alert here on Brexit. We're watching the pound fall right now. This after UK lawmakers rejected all 4 proposed Brexit
Oh God. All 4 rejected Brexit deals? Holy shit. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We haven't even mentioned Brexit yet.
Yo. Yo, did you hear that shit?
It doesn't seem to be a major risk to this market. It's a risk to Britain, certainly. It's a risk if
Oh,
the
God,
pound
surgical.
keeps falling and the dollar keeps rising. But in terms of these kind of
Oh, God.
type of things, I don't think it has much effect on U.S. equities.
You wonder though, I mean, if you're an
What's going on
investor
here?
in British equities and UK equities, right? I mean, a lot of them are exporters.
GBD.
So would this actually be a good thing for them?
So, and
This
also, if you look
this
at the
trade's
FTSE,
salt.
FTSE
Oh, I'm
trades
so
about
salty over
14.5
this. I'm
times
sorry, you
forward,
guys.
which is cheap to itself. It's got almost a 4% dividend
We got
yield,
stop
and
on it
I
yesterday
actually
in our
think
group
FTSEs were going here.
in this
So,
short yesterday.
How can you not have priced
Look
in
at that.
whatever it is
Oh.
that we are expecting? And I think
Curse your
as
10
much
pip
as
entry.
I don't think the UK politicians know what to expect at this point. The
But-
pound is about 4% higher against the dollar year to date. This
Sorry, I'm
is
just jumping over this, but I heard something
and I
crazy.
think it's probably fair value.
Real quickly, I mean, the Eurozone, when the collective 17 or 18, whatever the
It's not
number
dropping.
is,
What the hell are they
nations,
talking
is
about?
The biggest GDP in the planet, bigger than the United States, and a
Nothing's
more
dropping.
population in the
Who
United
are these
States. So I
people
think this
talking
isn't-
about?
It's meaningful that Europe, well, Brexit obviously, but Europe specifically. I mean, there are a lot of negative things going on.
Oh, that's
again,
that
24%
was
of sovereign bonds
freaking
negative yields.
surgical.
You can't discount that.
I would move
Germany,
it. Stop
although
with regarding on that.
fifth
I would
largest economy, still
change.
seems
I'll
to
move
be
it
in
to
trouble. So I
here.
don't know how that doesn't manifest itself here at some point.
You know, last week or 2
Secure
weeks
your
ago,
profits.
we were looking at Brexit resolving, or hopefully the issue of Brexit resolving, and that was going to be an uptick for the markets because we couldn't get a China
Actually,
trade
really
deal.
nothing happening.
And
So
now
I don't know
we
what the fuck
flipped
they're
on it
talking
and
about.
said, okay, no one cares about Brexit. to the
Boring.
extent that the overall
Okay, back to what I was
market
talking
here,
about.
Macro market cares because we have China. I do believe that both of these things are headwinds.
Back to what I was talking about.
I'm still concerned with European growth or lack thereof.
Coming up, stocks surging to kick off the year with the S&P 500 up 14% so far, but the chartmaster says there are a number of stocks that have come too far, too fast. He'll be here to give us the names. Check out shares of Lyft closing
So-
at the lows of the session for the second day in a row. So
Like I said,
what is wrong with
oh,
this
okay,
IPO?
I forgot to go over my example a little bit better.
New York City, much
Your
more
WXY, your X wave likes to be. I need get the freaking waves up. This is typically the mood in regards to time that your WXYs like to do. Typically, like 66 to 70% of the time.
Investors hitting the brakes on Lyft, the stock in reverse. How many more puns can we fit in here? Closing up session lows for the second day in a row, dropping well below its IPO price. Lyft's performance could also be a bad omen for the next set of big tech names to go public this year, like Uber, Slack, and Pinterest. So Lyft was supposed to be the next hot IPO. What went wrong?
Something like this. Your W and your Y like to mimic each other. Your Y like to stay within the 1/3 range of your W, and your X likes to stay. I mean your 2/3 range. I'm sorry, your 2/3 range.
Well, I mean, the good thing could be that.
And your Y, your X likes to stay within your 1/3 range of your W. Here's your 1/3 range. And now you could allow for your X to extend to like the 0.5. So that's like the max allowed time frame for your X. And then you start looking at other types of corrective moves, more like a B wave to start forming.
But you already knew that growth was slowing. We already knew that growth was slowing.
Like that, okay? So now just giving you guys an idea of how I use this tool, why I use this tool. This is the 1/3 range. Typically you look for your X waves to end. Now it's not necessarily on the dot, but it's within the times, like a few days or 600 days would be within a few days before or after the point we're showing here. So with this, this is the absolute max time frame you could allow for this X wave. Seems pretty crazy, right? But it's possible. Absolute max. The 0.5 is like right here.
Yeah, but the IPO itself, I mean, what does it mean for the retail investor when they see, stock prices at 72, trades up to 86, and then effectively 2 days later, it's trading below the IPO price of 69. They say to themselves, okay, this game, I hate using the term because I don't believe that it is, but a lot of people say,
right?
I don't know.
That's
You know,
the
they
flip
probably
side.
did. It was probably, but you know, people do watch these things and they say, look at this. So I don't know if it changes the psyche, if they sour on the market. You know, Jim Cramer talked about this being great for the market.
I'm trying to see if
everybody was talking about it. Now everybody's maybe talking about it.
W.
It's good for the retail investor if there's a percentage.
If this breaks this high here,
money off of this. But here's a
then
question.
there's no doubt about it that this is an impulse and this is a subwave of this,
Would you?
and these are sister waves.
I want to see this thing trade for a couple more days, but yeah, I mean, I think this is a company that you didn't expect.
Oh God.
Earlier. You weren't talking about the gross margins, and I think.
I think I have an idea. I have figured out if the bear count. Like I said, I'm pretty bullish. I'm pretty. It's hard to be bearish. It really is. It really is. And almost impossible to be bearish at this point.
Once you get these flippers out, I think you're gonna have a shot.
You have a handful more of these IPOs.
I mean, called a pleb.
You have to decide which ones you're going to want to hold. I think
I'm just showing you invalidation points and rules that are going to allude us to figuring out if we're bearish still or bullish.
Second day of trading. Do you even buy it before the lockup expiration?
I don't see. To me, there's no compelling reason to jump into this. In my opinion, to jump into it right now, despite the fact that I was an employee for a day and I did yeoman's work.
You wore those gloves, which was
and a hat.
Did you have the pink mustache?
Did not, although it was in my car.
Oh, what?
You're supposed to put it in the
We still have it on there?
Back to the question.
No, I wouldn't.
So 1 to 1 W of X.
May 14th, something like that. No reason to do anything until honor about that.
I guess I should make W smaller.
For the stock, go to CNBC.com.
So this is X. This is proposed W, X, Y. Already, it doesn't look very pretty in regards to
As markets surge to record highs, the chart
time frame, but it
number of stocks have rallied too fast.
all depends on where you grab this pivot to.
Explain what in the charts has him pressing the sell button. Plus, that's right, Tesla CEO Elon Musk dropping a beat over the weekend. And it could be a good sign for Tesla shareholders. We've got those details. There's much more fast money right after.
That's hilarious.
Can your fixed income stand the test of time? Markets change, but the role of fixed income shouldn't. That's why for more than 40 years, MFS has
That's crazy.
stayed true to our traditional approach.
So there's multiple time fibs on this point. So what I'm trying to say is, if this is going to be an X wave, and stay bearish,
Welcome back to Fast Money. The bulls charging into the second quarter, extending the S&P's double-digit gains this year. For more on the markets,
This
which
is
names have been leading
W
the charge.
itself,
Let's get to Bob Pisani,
a
at
zigzag,
Stock Exchange. Hey, Bob.
either ABC or ABC, either way. And now we're going to perform a flat. And if we're going to perform a flat, we absolutely will not exceed over this box here.
Technology stocks were the biggest gainers, up 21%. Industrials, which remember were dramatically oversold at the end of the fourth quarter on global growth concerns, they snapped back as well. They're up 19%. And energy stocks also were strong as oil.
If we get up to this box up here, let's make a note of it.
Nearly 60%. That's
Damn.
almost a 50% gain. Not surprisingly,
Well,
some of those most oversold stocks at the end of the fourth quarter, they've been the market leaders. This always happens. The energy names like Hess, guess what? They're up 50% as oil rebounded. Others like Celgene, well, they jumped on the merger news. Remember that was that Bristol Myers story a little while ago?
1 to 1 algo.
Cody, chipmaker Xilinx, they were much higher on strong earnings and guidance. Overall, though, 90% of the S&P 500 was up in the first quarter.
Here's your DCB of your W of X.
Global markets rallied because the China manufacturing
A,
was much better than expected, and it played perfectly with the
B,
narrative that China's
or B, C. I don't know how you want to count that. There's many ways you can count this as a truncated, not truncated, a contracting B or whatever, but in my opinion, it's like a 1, 2, turn it for 3, 4, 5, like this.
Banks moved up as well. The calendar's a big help for the bulls. April is the best month for the Dow Industrials. It's been up 13 straight years in April, and the third best month for the S&P 500 after December and November. The calendar smiles on us. Melissa, back to you.
All right, we'll see if it holds true this time. Bob, thank you. Bob Pisani at the New York Stock Exchange. Who believes in the calendar still?
I do.
Yeah, I'm liking this.
Yeah, I do. I mean, maybe this is my emerging market background, but typically
So,
what we've seen is the best
delete this. We don't need this
kind of
anymore.
early March through to the end of April, and then you get into the sell and May go away. Some of this is really the seasonal side.
So I'm just gonna stay bearish. Let's cover it again. Really bearish. It'll end right here and it'll drop pretty significantly from this point on. But if we're gonna stay inherently bearish, we won't get over this box right here. This golden box. I don't know where it came from. I think this is the retrace.
Calculus and what's not in, what's in, and what's still seasonally adjusted. But I think it's more of.
I have no idea where that golden box. I think it's an extension from this point
A few stocks that
right
have
here.
led the charge in the first quarter. I don't know if you were.
And listen, it has gone up 50%. And I hear every I like locked in.
Anyone that you would still buy.
Boeing. Did he mention Boeing? Probably not, but he mentioned industrials. And
that means you weren't listening. You just thrown something in.
No, I was listening. I was absolutely listening. I'm adding another name to the list. And if you
Don't know why that golden box is really there, to be honest with you. That's no real good pivot to be pulled from.
And I think if we said it a sort of 2 or 3 weeks ago, there's a very good chance it'll come back month and a half, and Boeing will be
Someone
right
delete
back
it.
at 430.
I have no idea why it's there.
All right, our next guest says it is time to take profits in some of the big winners this year, but there is still one name looking like a buy. Carter Worth, the chart master, is over at the plasma to break it down. Hey, Carter.
There's more than one to buy and there's more than two to sell, but I've got three names for you. But first, let's talk about the market a little bit. We just heard obviously from Bob Bassani, it was the best quarter Q1 since 09. Well, the preceding quarter, of course, was the worst quarter since 08. You get a big ricochet after a plunge. We heard that 90% of all stocks were up in Q1. 98% of all stocks were down in Q4. So we have this V, and that's the issue. Is the V enduring or is it not? But what we know it's done is basically return us to the level where the market is stalled out before, right? So the actual equal weight S&P, as opposed to the equal weight, couldn't even make the high. The S&P made a
Yeah, I could definitely see this being possible still, for sure. I like it. I like it. I like it. In my opinion, we're gonna have continuation up at the bare minimum for the next few days. We're gonna go sideways maybe for the day or two, but I expect at least one more attempt throughout Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and all that to make a new high. Now, will they make a new high? We don't know yet, but the setups are there in both of these. Bitcoin, like we already covered, the Bitcoin setup is here, where we expect we're in an ABC of some sort, and we come down for a wave 4, and then come up for a wave 5. And then from this point, we're gonna again see what's going on. Because is this the end of the bear market? 1, 2, coming up for a gigantic wave 3, or is this just a B wave complex like WXY or ABC we're in right now?
And what essentially we have here is something that's basically off the chain. Yes, a 50-60% move as an aggregate. Now look at the individual stocks. It's really
one more time, so I'm making sure I have correct rules and stuff.
We have a gig sector now. This is the biggest REIT in the world. It has towers all over the world. We all use it when we use our cell phones. Almost 90 billion in market cap, and my thinking is, you take some profits here. Guess what? It was down today. How many stocks were down today? That tells you no incremental.
Since this is a 5-wave impulse, I'm looking for a minimum of 5-wave impulse to mimic it, and that's why I say we have one more wave up regardless.
Take some profits. A little too
Regardless, could I only see 1, 2? I haven't seen a pivot similar to how these two pivoted in regards to this pivot here. I need something like that up here to show me that sidewaysness, and one more up to really prove it to me that this is what this is.
The implication is a breakout. You could draw them like this. Well-defined wedge, just taking out the highs. Breakout. Or you could just say, hey, look, it is a breakout. It's already taken out the highs. There's always something to buy. There's always something to tell. Things that are too steep, I would take profits. Things that have made no progress in 6 months, put some money to work.
All right, Carter, why don't you come on over to the desk? Evan will bring the chair over. It's the fake music because we're not allowed to play.
So I'm trying to figure out
So Carter, I'm curious.
a little rule, an idea.
The Norfolk Southern chart. I would think that chart looks like a lot of different charts in the markets where stock hasn't done too much. It had sort of that big bottom in the month of December, and it's back to levels that it had been at the fall. So how does that?
To some extent. So there are a lot of stocks that have made new highs. Certain tech names, right? REITs are all making highs. Utilities making new highs. Certain consumer discretionary names, and a lot of names are nowhere near their highs. Most industrials, most financials, and so forth. NSC, CSX, actually UNP, the whole group. The thing that appeals.
So this is gonna be, if this is gonna stay bearish in ABC like this, A, B, and C, this 1, 2, this 5 will essentially double top here, and it won't get above this. In my opinion,
People hide in very defensive names. Microsoft is defensive. Visa's defensive.
this line I'm about to draw right here.
That is the market, right? Where we were in Q3.
I don't think it will.
We are now. So that's
If we're gonna stay bearish.
Let's just say we're back to where we started. Guess what's led in that 6 months? Number one.
Now it's pretty confusing, all these numbers and stuff.
Staples and tech. That's
But
all defensive stuff. That's the story of the market. The ricochet is impressive, but all
A
we've done is return
or
to
1,
where we were. Now the market
2 or B,
Wait a second, Carter.
3
You're telling
or
me
C.
that Norfolk Southern, all the rails are ripping. That's defensive. Today we saw
You could, there's a few ways you can count this. To me, this is very impulsive, so it's very hard to say this is why it's like, you gotta be very cautious if you're bearish, because like, from this base to this high, it's very impulsive. Very impulsive.
Actually, exact reverse of what I was just saying. I mean, if you were to look at the 6 month
So,
period,
it's gotta be very careful.
Telco REITs and so forth. On any given risk day,
Like I said, we already went over rules previously, what I want to see Bitcoin do to really prove to me that this is the end of the bear market. I want more volume on the daily. I want the bearish volume on the weekly to be broken. I want specific zones to be held.
I like them, but it's not quite the bullish thing.
Specifically this one.
So Carter, if earnings do disappoint, and if they're not already factored in, and if guidance is where
Like, if we're gonna stay bullish, this shouldn't get close under for us, for as long as I can think of. To be honest with you, we should like not get onto this point if we're gonna stay bullish in a bullish breakout. Okay.
Where are the check back levels? Are you thinking about?
Well, you and I have talked about 2,600, and I think that's as good a reference point as any. Meaning, we're right back at the highs, and while individual securities.
And if I'm not mistaken, the golden box retrace is here as well. I guess I'll take
my stat. It is the stat. They peaked January.
Right here as well.
There are no bourses essentially.
So if we could tag this zone and close above it, I'm gonna be bullish.
What happened was we dropped more than 20% from an all-time high.
We need to close above it though.
11 times in the history of equity markets for the S&P. And yes, we've recovered, but now just getting back to where you were, now it's proof.
Carter, good to see you. Thank you. Carter Braxton Worth with the beard still.
Drop it
Thought
to
he'd
the
get rid of
right.
it over the weekend, but
Happy you did. He's like a young Glenn Campbell.
I'm not usually a big fan, but
Rhinestone cowboy.
nice. How do you reconcile the technicals or what Carter Charter has laid out versus what you view in the markets?
So he's talking about the S&P, and clearly the defensive elements are hard to deny what's been working, but then you
So let me show you a quick example. If we break up like this and start closing above here, then we're probably gonna do that, and then break down and probably do the same thing, and then do that. Okay? If we come up here, reject hard, and we get down back to this level, short this retrace right here, and expect this to break that pivot low, then us come to new lows.
We'll tell you how to trade these soaring stocks.
That's essentially it.
To gaming, Activision was
But
named a top pick at
this
Red
volume, this breakout volume looks good.
The market the entire year is now the perfect time to play catch up. Find out when Fast Money returns.
Fundamentals look pretty well. This looks pretty decent, okay? So now let's move on. Finally, sorry it took so long.
The shares of the gaming company have cooled off recently as the stock is down more than 40%.
The radio is louder than me. I'm so weak. I'm so sorry, you guys and girls. But let's go over EOS. I know someone asked about EOS today. Jesus Christ.
The $60 stock, in my opinion, net cash.
$60 makes sense.
Go daily.
Because went basically from, I think, an all-time high of 82 or so down to about $40. I mean, and that did it over about a 2-month period of time. So to get to 60 gets you basically a 50% retracement of that move, and on valuation, you can make a pretty compelling argument. So I agree with Tim on that.
I think you buy all of them. Let's think about Google and Apple, what we've heard in the last week or so. I think they're going to be hunting.
So all I was trying to see is this a wave 3? I don't think so. I'll be very cautious if you're. He also is a great short, to be honest with you. And you'd be silly not to try to short this. Absolutely silly. Absolutely silly not to short this. Maybe even right now is a good time to short this thing. Yeah, that makes no sense. Same thing with EOS. The volume won't come until this is taken out right here. So if it is going to be bullish, it would take out these tops, which is your stop, and it will carry on with quite momentum, in my opinion. But it's hard to disregard bearish volume across multiple tops. 1, 2, and now 3. And also very hard to disregard very nasty bearish divergence being shown here. Like I said, typically once you get a divergence, your range low or your X range, which is going to be right here, is close. Actually get tested within 2 to 3 closes. Between 1 and 3 closes of your divergence, so either immediately or within the next 3 candles. Same thing here. Your low is here. Here's your divergence leg. Your most verified pivot is roughly right there. It's just very hard to disregard this type of thing. The wave structure is very peculiar, though. Very peculiar. I'm not too positive if it's a weird 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or if this is like some awful combo. Which I just can't see this being a combo. It's very hard to see anything else besides this. Overextended. Yeah, it's very tough to find the count other than this on EOS, to be honest with you guys. Like this looks too, this W is way too short. Well, if this is gonna be true, let me show you what this is gonna make. This is actually possible. I actually like this. So it's either gonna be a 5-wave start of a 5-wave impulse. We're gonna make an ABC like this. Not get that low. Or we're gonna WXY, and we're gonna make a flat. We just came up for the first part of the flat, A, B, C for the Y leg. So this made a zigzag, 5, 3, 5. Now the question is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or is this ABC, X, ABC? We will know at the inception of once we get this. So as soon as we break down from here, I don't know when we're gonna end this high right now on EOS. So don't go shorting guns blazing. If anything, I'll set a short right here at this golden line I have, and that's it. That's it. Why can't I grab that? Like that, and I'll set this like right in the middle somewhere and shoot right there. Maybe a little bit tighter. Like that. WXY, WXY, A, B, C, D, E, and a Y leg. Shout out for wave 5. So that works very well. So yeah, I think for sure EOS is definitely in wave 5 of 5, I think. Three-wave ABC. Oh, better lock that one, huh? Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that pull. The better pull is from up here. That's the better pull right there. Yep. Better pull right there. Yep. So this will be the setup for EOS. Yep. I was trying to figure out where I should pull X at. So X does make sense right here. A or W and A B C, X, A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or this 1, 2, 3, 4, the same thing. A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4. That volume right there has it more leaning, oh, a third of a third. See how these volume bars continuously rose in this subwave right here? Even though across the tops and the higher time frames it shows bearish, we got some bullish momentum and volume right here, upkeep. So this thing to be aware of if you're going to enter short at that top end range. So it's very hard to ignore that volume right there. On the weekly as well. Weekly's just hitting that 60 resistance level, so that's something to be cautious of as well. Wow, some pretty nasty divergences on the 10 hour. The daily as well, but since it's so far across, it's not really, it's exaggerated, so you're not really too alarmed by it. The one you're mostly looking at is this one here. So all zones of interest right here. That zone, this zone, specifically that line, that zone. So we got this divergence here like this. This does lead me to believe it's going to be something like this. So like I said, this would be a pretty decent setup here. You might want to move your stop to like the 0.5 pivot range of this range here. So what's that going to be? Right there. Maybe just like one tick higher, like right there. Boom. Your target is this, but if we get a strong reaction right here, and like if we hit this point, and then from this point we retrace 0.618 retrace of the current move down, which would mean this is a breakdown leg, then that means you're it's not going to be a breakdown. You're going to continue back up. So that would be like roughly right there. We don't know when it's going to end, so I can't draw that right now. Yep. Yes, it's very hard to ignore the hardcore bearish divergences across. It's not hardcore, but definitely bearish divergence across those dailies and weekly time frame candles. Okay, I think EOS is pretty good though. I think we go with EOS. I want to pull up DXY. DXY seems, if DXY, like I said, the Fed came out rather neutral, which their neutral standpoint was dovish, more dovish, and if that's going to continue to be the case, the stock market should rally, and this should hurt a little bit. Very complex in regards to what DXY is doing, but this is what I have thus far. We completed a 5, and now we're in some sort of ABC or WXY. Made a complex 3-way breakdown. Now we're in complex B or X. in my opinion, it's a B because how long we went sideways. And the only way to like elude me from saying this is not a B or next is if we break these highs here with conviction and volume. But since this performed a flat here, I mean this kind of is more as a flat here, but it's still kind of a zigzag and how far it extended. Stay within the range of a flat. So my idea was we're either gonna get a triangle. Exactly. I think we're gonna get a triangle. We could get a zigzag, but I just don't think that would make sense here. I don't think. Watch how we pivot here. If we pivot like that, then we will make a zigzag like this. And this WXY I have right here in green is will be like that. Or this flat. It could be like I said, it's very rare we get two flats in a row, but it's possible. Flat and a more of a flat with a flat. But typically we look for them to alternate or differ, and so the difference would be either. I don't think that's right at all. I don't like that at all. So either we're gonna make a triangle now, or we're gonna break down. That's my idea. I don't like the zigzag at all. I'm throwing that zigzag idea out. I don't like it at all. So we're either gonna go W, X, A, B, C, D, E, triangle, Y leg, breakdown for C. That's essentially all I have for DXY. My opinion, there's not very many other accounts you can allude to, so I'm liking this. Only way I'm throwing this out is if we get a break of these highs with some volume. Only way. Only way. USD. I want to get USD Dubai. So you see how we're hovering above this zone, essentially as support. That's inherently bullish. Closing above it is inherently bullish. So it's very curious to what's going to happen here. To me, it's not a 1, 2, 3, 4. Too much of a retrace into the zone to consider it a proper impulse. To me, it looks like an ABC or a combo WXY. In regards to time frame, we really cannot go further sideways in order to say this is a correction, an X wave. So I'd really like for us to break down pretty soon. Yeah, essentially the max amount of time we will allow for this is right here at this line. If we put in a triangle here, short it, because I think it'll be an ending of the Y leg of a W, X, Y, and just giving it A, B, C, D, E. And validation will be right above that level right here. You won't short this now. You would have to wait for 2 more pivots to really prove this, but I don't think it's going to be it. With it hovering above this is pretty bullish. But it's not with conviction. So just To me, this is still a WXY. I would wait to hold any shorts until DXY proves to me that it wants to break down. How does that happen? It's once this range right here, this range low right here is broken. If this is broken here and we close above it, close below it a little bit of times and reject this, then I expect this to be taken out. And that'll be a good call. And when we get to this time frame, look for any sort of weakness rejection also. That was unfortunate. Quick stop out there. That's common too. Just A, B, C, W, X, Y, A, B, C. I've seen that a few times. And then if we can't close above this range right there, pretty soon we'll continue on down. I still think this structure is inherently bearish. Well, actually, if we move up from this point, it could show us that this could possibly be a... Oh, actually, that's what I'm assuming. Actually, I didn't know. I'm still, no matter what, if we move up, I still think this is a ABC. Only way I'm saying this is not if we break above this high right here. So 5 wave here or something here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something like that. Ultimate target though would be this box, but your first target is this white line. Basically all the GPY pairs look good. So find a GPY pair you like the most and play it. Euro GPY looks basically the same, except it looks like a little bit more of a WXY. I still would expect this level to be tagged for me to be happy with an entry. To be short, I wouldn't want to enter here because in consolidation range, and you could just break out either way. It's too dangerous for you to enter. Although we do have a very valid count, I'd rather us get the desired entry we want with the desired R to R we want. So I'd rather us wait for this entry here. But essentially the same idea. Since this was a flat, this could be a triangle or a contracted flat or a zigzag. So either a contracted flat, a zigzag, or a triangle, and all of them will break up. All of them at the conclusion of their wave. But essentially all the GPY pairs look the same. So you either look very bad playing all of them, or very good at playing all of them. RED GPY looks fairly similar, except it's in a way the more disgusting range, so I wouldn't be wanting to really trade it as much as the other two pairs I just went over. But they're all there. Are all there for some good setups. Euro GPY, CAD GPY, RED's decent. USD's okay, but the USD tends to be resilient against GPY, so just be very cautious with that. And then I'm just waiting for this Brexit shit to be done with so we can finally get a break of this range to really show us what's going on. Look at this. That is atrocious. Atrocious. I have no idea what's going on. See, that's either... No idea. It all depends on what the deal goes. If they don't get a deal, GPD will suffer, I think. If they get a good deal, I think GPD will rally. No deal, GPD suffers. Deal, I think GPD rallies against the euro. But that's essentially it for this. This looks like it should move up because it's staying above this golden box. And I'll probably tag this for a flat. It absolutely will not get up above this range to stay bearish. If we get us up above that range, then we're looking at a different thing. And this could potentially be a gigantic zigzag or flat. We'll make a flat here. If this gets up to this point, we'll make a flat. We'll not only get to this first target. And this is max extension for an ABC as well. We're almost done here. I'm about to sign out right here. As soon as I get this, yep, okay. So yeah, this is a mystery wick because it's not on my exchange, so I don't know what the fuck this is here. So if we get a hard rejection here and we close beneath this golden box, expect this short it like it's showing here, and expect this at least white line to be targeted, if not this green one right here. Okay. But that's essentially it for everything, everyone. Yeah. Alright. So I am going to go ahead and sign off. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate everyone sticking around and rocking with me for the last 3 hours. There's just a lot of talk about and a lot of breakdown in regards to Bitcoin and the Ethereum to determine if do we have a bottom or not. And there's a good chance there is a bottom, but there's still that lingering possibility that we still got more lows. To me, it's gonna really play in the economics around the world is gonna really play a part into where we go. So it'll be very wise to start paying attention to economics a little bit more in regards to policies and monetary policies and all that stuff, and just like trade relationships between countries and stuff like that, all that stuff. I think that's going to start playing more into the effect moving on forward than it did in the past, and that will really help us determine where we're going to go with the crypto markets, in my opinion. Okay? So, again, quick little overview. Have we found a bottom? Not too sure. Possibility? Yes. Possibility shown in the purple ABC. And the blue 1, 2, 3 coming up right here. Like this. Why do we believe that? Nice basing pattern. Head and shoulder that formed right here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. A nice breakout candle with volume. Extension of 1.618 of this prior first move, which is bullish. And that's about it. Why could it be bearish? There's still a possibility that this is this entire subwave of a gigantic impulse, and therefore we need more time to correct. And we're still within the confines of a B leg of some sort for ABC. Why do we think this is a possibility? Volume isn't really screaming at us on any time frame besides that one daily candle. We would want a little bit more conviction on the weekly. The 3-day also a little bit more conviction. I would really like I said, I would really like for us to exceed the. Oh, we did. We exceeded the volume upon this, but I would like for me to really believe this is like wave 3. I'd really want us to exceed this volume bar, and if we could do that, then I would say, okay, bear market's over. We could probably start longing any retrace, in my opinion, in terms of long-term holds. This would show me that this is greater volume than this first move up. It showed me that this is a possible impulse on not only because it has more volume, but also because it extended over a 1.618 extension, which we've already covered. We've already tapped the 1.618 extension from this proposed A or 1 wave, and therefore, since we got that 1.618 extension, we have to start thinking, is this an impulse? Is this an impulse? The extension was right here, and it was tagged right there nearly perfectly to the dot. So we have to start thinking, is this an impulse? It's a possibility. It's a good possibility. So be keen to what you're doing. Be on your toes at all times. Don't be too biased, because then that's when you get trapped and start not listening to rules. Always stick to strict risk management rules and money management rules. Never break from your trading plan. Always stay the same. If you feel overwhelmed, if you feel stressed, step away from the computer. Go take a breather. Go erase your charts. Come back in a few days and have a new, nice, fresh mindset to get back into work. Okay? If we're gonna stay bullish, like I said, we cannot close multiple on D1s under this level right here, or risk invalidating bull breakout. I honestly forgot what this line was for. Oh, never mind, that was the line for. Let's get the zone exactly where it's at. So let's see how this reacts around here. Like I said, we already hit that extension, 1.618 extension. So if this is going to be a breakout, we should exceed this, because we hit it with a subwave and not just with wave 3. Like, to me, this is still a subwave of this entire move. This is going to be an impulse. 5 wave, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. Okay? And then for Ethereum, basically the same thing. A little bit different. Yep, same thing. But essentially the same thing, guys. So, like, if we get this long hedge, that'll be great. I'm assuming we will, because of how Bitcoin looks. It's like we're in a subwave of 3-4, coming up for a 5. And then beyond that, we'll see how we react. If we get a hard rejection on both Bitcoin and Ethereum, with Ethereum hitting this high here, then it'll be very telling where we want to go. In my opinion, I think this high right here is more likely to be taken out, and Ethereum's going to at least hit this 1-to-1. and then we're going to see how we react from here to here. If we get a hard rejection here, then we are probably more likely going to perform this WXY I have proposed here, like this. But if we don't get a hard rejection, we start fluttering around up here, start closing some bullish candles above this range right here, then we're probably going to not be in a WXY, we'll probably more likely be in a 1, 2 of some sort, coming up for 3 and 4 and 5. Alright? That's everything. I appreciate everybody rocking with me. I'll try to be quicker next time. Next time will be a lot quicker because obviously this was an extreme analysis in terms of breaking it down from top to bottom on the entire crypto market. So in the next shows we will get through faster. It won't be running through. It'll just be recovering and regurgitating what we went through and making sure the plans are still intact. And if they get broken or invalidated, then we scrap them and then we go back to the drawing board. But to me, these are very valid counts, very viable paths of action for the cryptocurrency markets and also DXY and the FX pairs we covered. So throughout the week, I'm not going to do this every day because I'm very busy on the back end things of what I'm doing over here at CCV. But every other day, I will make sure to hop on live to recap on everything we've been covering to make sure we're on track. Okay? Appreciate everybody rocking with me. It's been a pleasure. I hope everybody has a great day. Like I said, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. Appreciate everybody. Finally hit 17,000 followers. Took me a little bit longer than I thought, but hey, it is what it is, and I ain't complaining. It's only up from here. So catch me on again, not tomorrow, but Thursday, and then Saturday. All right. We'll make it an every other day basis, not an everyday basis, but an every other day basis. Okay. Again, appreciate you. I will post all my charts in my group. Okay? It is now time for me to go start my work on the website. So that's what I'm going to do. All my members, make sure to DM me if you have any questions. If you have any concerns, DM me. I got you. Alright? We'll make sure to keep us running in the right direction. Until next time, this is your boy, Satoshi motherfucking Heavy, signing the fuck out. Y'all have a great day. Much love, everyone. Peace.
Here we go. It's like we're stuck again, back on this road. My vision's running head in my folds. Cause you keep breaking in. I just wanna know why this keeps on happening. Cause I tried to let go of it, but you wouldn't say no of it. It's like you fall and you can't resist. My heart, it can't take this. Can't take this. Can't take this. Can't take this. Can't take It's you, it's me, and I see now so clearly. It's us two. These words won't undo. Cause I tried to let go of it, but you wouldn't say no.